Hello, soul family. Welcome to Spiritual Manifestation. If this is your first time, welcome. And if not, I'm glad to have you home. Let's take a breath together and settle into the energy that's coming through right now. Because whoever I'm tuning into, you've been picking up on something heavy. There's someone in your space whose energy feels sharp, quick to anger, easily triggered. It's like this person doesn't just carry drama, they are the drama. They show up ready to argue, ready to pick a fight, ready to stir the pot. And what's wild is, it's not just with you, it's with everyone. Wherever they go, chaos seems to follow. And deep down, it's not a coincidence, it's because they're the storm. So if your spirit has been feeling on edge around someone lately, like you're bracing for the next blow up, even when nothing's been said, this message might be for you. Let's begin with the first card I just pulled, the Devil. And right away, the energy around this card is so loud. There's someone in your space right now who's been pulling on your energy in all the wrong ways. Divine Feminine, I'm picking up on a person who might seem like a friend on the surface. Maybe even someone you've worked with or had to be around a lot recently. But underneath it all, there's tension, there's drama, there's this strange pressure in the air when they're around, like you're always having to think twice before you speak, like you're walking on eggshells. This is the kind of person who flips fast. One moment, they're smiling in your face. The next, it's like you've become the enemy, and you have no idea what even set them off. Their emotions are unpredictable. Their reactions are intense. And the truth is, it's not really about you. It's about their own unhealed anger. I'm getting that there may have been an argument recently, or maybe something just blew up, either out of nowhere or over something so small it didn't even make sense. And now, it feels like there's been a shift, a disconnect, a final straw. You may not be speaking to this person anymore. And honestly, that might be for the best. Because the energy I'm reading here, it's not just dramatic, it's harmful. What's even heavier about this? It doesn't feel like it stopped at just you. It's like this person is stirring the pot with other people around you too. They might be talking behind your back, twisting your words, creating this ripple effect where suddenly people you thought were neutral or even supportive start acting distant, cold, maybe even siding with them. And I want to be really clear here, you did nothing wrong. The energy I'm reading is from someone who gets triggered by peace, someone who feels more in control when there's chaos. And you didn't play that game. So now they're trying to create tension where there was once clarity, trying to drag you into low vibration drama you never asked for. I'm also picking up this feeling that you've asked yourself lately, what did I do wrong? And I need you to hear this loud and clear, you didn't do anything. This is someone who would find a reason to be upset with you even if you said nothing. You could breathe too loud and it would still be a problem. So if you've walked away from this energy or you're thinking about it, Spirit is affirming that choice. Some endings don't need closure. Some people reveal themselves through how they treat your peace. And when someone makes you feel like you have to shrink or tiptoe just to keep things calm, that's not alignment. That's control. The next card we have here is the Tower. The moment I held it, the energy hit me like a wave, like something was said, something was done, and everything changed after that. Divine Feminine. I'm tuning into a situation that feels really tense. There's someone around you who's been carrying a lot of anger. But the thing is, it's not the kind of anger that explodes over real things. This is someone who could be sitting in a room full of peace and still find a reason to start something. You could be completely still, completely calm, and they'd still find an issue. Not because of you, but because they live in conflict. This is someone who walks around with a wounded ego, and instead of healing it, they make everyone around them tiptoe. People are afraid to speak, afraid to laugh too loud, afraid to breathe wrong, because this person's fuse is short, and when they go off, they go off. You've probably noticed it too, that tension, that weird pressure that makes you question your words before you even say them. But you, Divine Feminine, you're different. You don't do fake peace. You don't do eggshells. You're someone who speaks truth. And I mean that in the most loving, grounded way. You don't speak to hurt. You speak because your soul can't pretend. Because staying silent in the face of chaos doesn't sit right in your spirit. And I'm getting that you said something. Maybe not even with malice, but it was real. It was raw. And it cut deep. You didn't sugarcoat. You didn't back down. You spoke from your truth. And that truth landed in a place this person didn't want to look at. It cracked their image. It pierced the shell they built around their pride. And it triggered something big. Now they're spiraling, replaying your words, trying to twist them, maybe even trying to get even. But here's the truth. They're not mad at you. They're mad that they can't shake what you said, because it echoed, because it hit a part of them that knows. You were right. They're stuck in that tower moment now. Their ego is scrambling. They don't know how to hold it together because you didn't feed their need to be feared. You didn't play small. You didn't bend. And for someone who thrives on control, that kind of light feels dangerous. So if you felt some strange energy lately, like someone's holding a grudge or watching you with resentment, this might be why. But I need you to hear this clearly. You didn't do anything wrong. You just refused to dim your light to make someone else feel more powerful. And that's not cruelty. That's self-respect. Now I just pulled the 5 of Swords. The energy got tense, because what I'm feeling here is someone who's been sitting in resentment, quietly, deeply. Someone whose ego is still bruised from a moment you probably don't even think about anymore. But for them, it's stuck, and it's heavy. Divine Feminine, I'm getting the sense that you spoke up. You said something that needed to be said, and you didn't say it with cruelty. You said it with clarity. But for someone who's used to control, who's used to people backing down and biting their tongue, your honesty, it hit different. It stripped away their false confidence. It made them feel small. And now, even if it's been days or weeks or months, they're still holding on to that moment, replaying it, obsessing over it. This person feels like you exposed them, like you pulled the mask right off, and not just privately, but in a way that made them feel vulnerable in front of others too. And because of that, there's this vengeful, almost bitter energy I'm picking up on. It's like they don't just want to move on, they want to get back at you. Not because you did something wrong, but because they can't handle what truth feels like when it's reflected back at them. You, on the other hand, seem to be in such a grounded, peaceful place. It feels like you've been healing, growing, maybe even celebrating new beginnings in your life. And they see that. They see your joy. And instead of being happy for you, there's this strange bitterness creeping in. It's almost like they want to take something from you, not physically, but emotionally. Like they want you to feel what they felt. And that's where this gets intense, because this person isn't just holding a grudge. They're trying to stir things behind the scenes, whispering to others, planting seeds, spinning narratives, trying to turn people against you without ever confronting you directly. And all of it, it's rooted in ego, in the pain of being called out when they least expected it, What they don't realize is this is a pattern. They've created an environment around them where no one tells them the truth. People shrink around them, walk on eggshells, avoid eye contact, because everyone knows if you say the wrong thing, if you're too honest, if you push even just a little, they'll explode, they'll twist it, they'll retaliate. But you didn't shrink, you didn't play along, you were the first one who didn't tiptoe, and that's what's haunting them now, not because you hurt them, but because you showed them something real. And the truth? It cracked the version of themselves they've been clinging to for years. So if you're wondering why the energy feels weird, why there's tension that seems to linger, why someone still hasn't let go of that moment, this is your confirmation. You weren't wrong. You were just real. And that kind of truth, not everyone is ready for it. I just pulled the strength card, and wow, it fits this moment perfectly. Because what I'm picking up here isn't loud, isn't dramatic, it's quiet power, unshakable truth. And Divine Feminine, I think you need to hear this. You didn't yell, you didn't push, you just stood your ground. And that shook someone to their core. This person you're dealing with, they're used to being the one who says it all, the one who tells it like it is, the one who isn't afraid to call people out, to ruffle feathers, to speak truth. But here's the thing, they're only used to doing that in one direction. They're not used to it coming back to them. And when it did, from you, it caught them so off guard, they still don't know what to do with it. Because they met their match. You didn't cower. You didn't play nice just to keep the peace. You didn't let their energy overpower yours. You stood there, calm, clear, unshaken, and you said what needed to be said. And now, they're spiraling a little. That confidence they wore like armor, it cracked. That intimidating front they've been hiding behind, it's slipping. And what's wild is that you didn't even say anything cruel. You spoke truth, not from anger, not to wound, but from your center. But for someone who's never had to face themselves like that, your honesty felt like a lightning strike. Now they're acting different, quieter, closed off, like they're shrinking into themselves. You might be noticing it too, the shift in their energy. They used to be loud, opinionated, always ready to stir things up. But now, they're withdrawn, watching, overthinking. And it's not just the words you said, it's the way you said them. Unbothered, director, sacred, like someone who wasn't here to play by their rules. They're carrying your words now, holding them like a stone in their chest, turning them over again and again, trying to make sense of how it hit so deep. And instead of letting it go, instead of facing it with humility, they're trying to figure out how to hit you back. Not physically, but emotionally. Like they're preparing for a battle that doesn't even exist. One you're not even participating in. Because you're not trying to fight, you already won. And the win wasn't about ego, it was about truth. And the reason it shook them is because no one ever stands up to them. Not like that. Not calmly, not truthfully, not with that kind of spiritual strength. And now, they don't just feel exposed, they feel afraid. Afraid of what else you might see. Afraid that if you got that one thing right, what else could you know? Because you carry something they don't understand. Real power, the kind that doesn't need to dominate, the kind that doesn't need to yell, the kind that just is. So if you're feeling weird energy lingering, if you sense their tension from a distance, this is why. You cracked something open, and they're not just angry, they're intimidated, because you didn't flinch, and now they know, they can't unsee what your truth revealed. Moving on, I just pulled the Justice card here. And that explains everything. Because what we're stepping into right now, this isn't just confrontation. This is karmic alignment. Truth meeting ego. And truth isn't backing down this time. Divine feminine. What I'm picking up here is that you did something most people are too afraid to do. You told the truth. You spoke your heart. You didn't sugarcoat it. You didn't soften it to make someone else feel comfortable. You stood up. You stood tall. And this person, they weren't ready. This is someone who's used to being in control, the kind of person everyone tiptoes around. They've created this strange energy bubble where people literally shapeshift themselves just to avoid upsetting them. Like everyone else is living to keep the peace around this one person's ego. But not you. You didn't flinch. You didn't play the game. You didn't shrink yourself to make them feel big. You said what needed to be said, and you said it straight. And the moment it happened, they felt it, not just in their mind, in their whole body, like their mask cracked right in front of you. Here's the twist, though. This person is confused by you. Like, genuinely. They don't get how you slipped past their armor. They don't understand how you stood so strong in their presence when everyone else seems to fold. And that confusion, it's turning into fear. But not the kind that lashes out. It's deeper. The kind that says, who is this person? The kind that whispers, why do I feel seen? And yet, there's respect. It's strange, I know. They're mad, they're rattled. But there's a part of them that's listening now in a way they never did before. Because what you did, divine feminine, wasn't just brave, it was powerful. You broke through something they've been hiding behind for a long time. You showed them that their fear tactics don't work on everyone. And maybe, just maybe, that's exactly what they needed. For some of you, you were this person's karma, not in a get-even kind of way, in a spiritual soul contract kind of way. You showed up to deliver a truth that no one else had the guts to speak. And now they're shifting. Quietly, internally. They're processing what you said, and it's shaking something in them. You didn't just speak, you landed. And here's the most beautiful part, you didn't lose yourself in the process. You were honest, yes, but you weren't cruel. You weren't out for blood. You just didn't bend. And for someone who's used to bending everyone else, that's transformational energy. But let me say this too. Just because they respect you doesn't mean you should trust them. There's still some weird energy lingering here. Like they're not sure how to hold what you gave them. Like they're both impressed and unsettled. Which means you need to protect your peace. You showed up, you said your truth, you planted the seed. But from here, let spirit handle the rest. Don't go back trying to fix what was never yours to carry. Let your honesty echo. Let your presence ripple. And walk forward knowing this. You are the mirror they couldn't look away from. And they will never forget it. I have our last card now. I just pulled the moon. And the moment it flipped over, I felt it in my whole body. Because that's the exact kind of energy we're walking through right now. Foggy, unpredictable, and emotionally charged. So here's what's coming through loud and clear. This is someone who's been sitting with their thoughts for way too long. They've been looping over and over the things you said, not just remembering, but obsessing. And the more they think about it, the more their ego twists it. It's not just that their feelings got hurt, it's that they've made it personal, emotional, explosive. Now here's the thing. Spirit is saying this loud. This is not your friend. There is drama around this person. Not just drama they get caught up in, but drama they create. They stir the pot, then act confused when the heat shows up. This is someone who thrives in chaos because they don't know who they are in stillness. They don't know what to do with calm. And let me say it straight. I don't trust their energy. There's a sharp edge to it, an undercurrent of anger that's been building because they feel exposed, and they're blaming you for that feeling. And what's unsettling about it? This doesn't feel like someone who shrugs things off. They hold on, they plot, they let their bruised ego run the show, and that's when things get messy. But Divine Feminine, here's the most important part of this message. You are spiritually protected. No matter how dark their energy feels, no matter how heavy it may seem right now, you are surrounded by divine light. Your spirit team has you, fully. If your heart starts to race or you feel off, take a moment, breathe, center, pray, call on your guides. Because they are not just watching, they are guarding. You have this presence about you that people can feel, and not everyone can handle it, especially those who try to control everything around them. And you can't be controlled. You can't be silenced. You spoke truth. You set a boundary. You disrupted their illusion, and now they're spiraling. This person is trying to stir up trouble, not just with you, but around you. They're dropping seeds of doubt in other people's ears, trying to get others to see you the way they feel about you. But Spirit is saying, you don't need to fight fire with fire. Let your energy speak. Let your light clear the room before you even enter. Because what they're doing in the shadows, it always comes to light. And here's something else Spirit really wants you to know. People like this, they don't react this way to just anyone. They react this way when they lose control. And your energy, it's not something they could ever tame. That's why it triggered them. You walked in and held a mirror up to their behavior, and they saw it. Even if they'd never admit it, they felt it. And now that mirror is still reflecting back at them, still forcing them to look at the parts they've never healed. And that kind of reflection, it either humbles or hardens. Right now, they're choosing to harden. But that's not your fault. That's their fear talking. And yes, they're trying to get others to see you differently. But here's the thing, your truth is louder. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone. The people who are meant to walk with you will feel your heart. They'll see through the noise. And the ones who fall for the illusion, let them. Spirit is doing a clearing here, a cleansing. You are being moved out of environments and away from people who couldn't hold your truth with care. This isn't rejection, it's redirection, and it's making room for those who can meet you at your frequency. So please don't shrink. Don't question whether you were too much. Don't second guess that moment when you finally said what needed to be said. Because even if it stirred the storm, it also broke the silence. And that silence, it was never safety. It was suppression. And now you've cleared the space. You've taken your power back. And even though it may feel tense right now, there is peace on the other side. Because the truth always clears the air. And light always finds its way through. Always. And here's something else Spirit really wants you to know. People like this, they don't react this way to just anyone. They react this way when they lose control. And your energy, it's not something they could ever tame. That's why it triggered them. You walked in and held a mirror up to their behavior, and they saw it. Even if they'd never admit it, they felt it. And now that mirror is still reflecting back at them, still forcing them to look at the parts they've never healed. And that kind of reflection, it either humbles or hardens. Right now, they're choosing to harden. But that's not your fault. That's their fear talking. And yes, they're trying to get others to see you differently. But here's the thing, your truth is louder. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone. The people who are meant to walk with you will feel your heart. They'll see through the noise. And the ones who fall for the illusion, let them. Spirit is doing a clearing here, a cleansing. You are being moved out of environments and away from people who couldn't hold your truth with care. This isn't rejection, it's redirection. And it's making room for those who can meet you at your frequency. So please don't shrink. Don't question whether you were too much. Don't second guess that moment when you finally said what needed to be said. Because even if it stirred the storm, it also broke the silence. And that silence, it was never safety. It was suppression. And now you've cleared the space. You've taken your power back. And even though it may feel tense right now, there is peace on the other side. Because the truth always clears the air. And light always finds its way through. Always. They want you to feel how they feel. Hurt, betrayed, out of control. But you don't have to carry that. Their storm isn't yours. You don't need to match their chaos. You're built from peace. You're walking with clarity. And no matter how loud their noise gets, it will never drown out the truth of who you are. So if this is hitting for you, if this energy sounds familiar, just know this: you're safe, you're seen, you're spiritually protected. You've already done the hardest part. You told the truth. You stood your ground. Now let Spirit handle the rest. Okay, this feels like a powerful place to end the reading. If this resonated with you, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you haven't already, I'd love to have you subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Until then, stay in your power, Divine Feminine, and I'll see you in the next one.